8 out of 10 people experience back pain. So if you fall into this category, here are a few TRX mobility and strength movements to support a healthy back. First one we have is a pelvic tilt. So Yezin's gonna go into a light squat, holding onto the soft handles of the TRX, and he's simply gonna tuck his tailbone forward, release his tailbone back. Tuck the tailbone forward, release the tailbone back. And what we're doing is we're lengthening and extending the back muscles, and we're teaching the core and the glutes to fire correctly. So make sure that's coming from the pubic bone. Tuck back, lift forward. Good. Since he's already in this position, I'll put him straight into a back stretch. So just let your glutes be heavy and hold there. You really feel that release down the lats, down into the low back. And now we'll take a rotation. So straighten this leg, yep, and rotate at the thoracic spine. Yeah, I live in this one. Good, let's do the other side.
That one's not as tight.
Interesting, and our left side looked tighter. Okay, next we'll do golf swings. So come up to a standing position, hold on, feet should be hip distance apart, and you're simply gonna swing your arms up in one direction while pivoting the opposite foot. And then the other side. So a little spinal mobility. This should feel really fluid, and make sure you rotate that bottom foot. Next, I'm gonna turn Yezin around for 2 psoas stretches. So if this were a fly, so lunge forward with a fly. Okay, now I'm gonna hold him there in a runner's lunge, and he's gonna arc over the forward leg. Okay, squeeze the glute here to release the hip flexors and the psoas of the back leg. Go ahead and switch sides. Big step forward, and then arch up and over. Squeeze the glutes on your back leg. Now last one, I'm gonna bring you into an I position. So arms are straight overhead. Okay, now we'll have you cross left foot over right. Okay, lean your hips to the left and arms to the right. Now this movement looks very subtle, but it's actually quite impactful. He's stretching his quadratus lumborum here, and this is tight in pretty much everyone with low back pain. So you're gonna hold this about 30 seconds, you're gonna try to breathe. You may feel really unstable when you step out of doing one side. Good, leaning it over. So now we're gonna be adding some strength moves, and these are gentle back supportive exercises. So the first one I'm gonna do is a TRX plank. So I'll start Yezin just like he would a plank on the ground. Arms are extended straight in front, wrists are directly below the shoulders. Yezin can make this feel more intense by walking your feet back. He's increasing the angle here, right? I'm watching his wrists to make sure they're stacked. Often people will tilt them up, so make sure they're stacked, okay? And now I'm gonna cue Yezin, straight line from the top of his head down to his tailbone, to take a deep breath into his ribs, expand the ribs, and on an exhale, pull belly button to the spine and try to hold that nice and tight. Again, inhale, expand. Exhale, pull belly to spine, hold it nice and tight. And one more, inhale, expand into the ribs. Exhale, squeeze belly, and now hold that, just hold it, don't move it. He can really focus on core control and supporting the transverse abdominals. We're gonna do a high row or an inverted row. So our elbows are gonna go up high, rhomboids contracted, walk your feet in to find a nice steep angle. Okay, now release the body back and then pull and engage, beautiful. So now we're gonna do this for tempo. We're gonna go 1, 2, hold, 2, back, 2. That's up for 2, hold for 2, release for 2. Okay, so this next movement we're gonna do is a quadruped on a doubled up mat so his knees feel good. And in an unusual setting, I'm gonna take his forearms and put it in the bottom holster. And then I'm gonna basically put you in a hands and knees position, but your forearms will be elevated off the ground. So take those knees back and then lift the butt up just like you would hands and knees position. So level 1 will just be an extension of one arm and back, extension of the other arm. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now this is really subtle, but Yezin can feel the stabilizing muscles of the back, right? And this is a reminder to work your core also from the top down, not always from the bottom. And now I'll have you bring just one leg into a plank position. Okay, so now as he's basically stabilizing on a single side and the other side is unstable and is challenging his core control and really firing that transverse. Okay, good, and we're gonna step this leg back. Okay, and then stabilizing here. So he's working hard with this oblique. And go ahead and set that down. So now we're gonna work our rotational muscles because those help to stabilize the lumbar. Anti-rotation muscle movements are a fantastic way to strengthen for the lower back. Holding this bottom soft handle with 2 hands right at the breastbone and legs in a split stance. So he's gonna hold that right at the breastbone, and likely he's not feeling much at this point. So now I'll have you step in just slightly until you begin to feel a tiny side plank, right? It likely won't feel like much here. So we're gonna increase that intensity by adding movement. So you're gonna inhale and push your hands forward. Exhale, pull back and engage with the oblique. Inhale, push, exhale back. So on a scale of 1 to 10, this is probably somewhere between a 4 and a 5, right? Not too tough, but again, you really need to focus on the breath. Inhale forward, exhale, engage. We're gonna increase the intensity, so inhale, arms forward. Exhale, swivel your hips down towards me. And then the challenge is, watch that knee. The challenge is keep those arms straight as you come back to your top position. Whew. Let's just try 2 more of those. These are tough. It's all oblique. Ah! Good, one more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Way to go.